What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Sphen, and we're back with some more politics once again. So, I got some updates regarding the Israel-Gaza situation. A hostage deal has been worked out between Hamas and Israel, which is, pretty good news, all things considered. It's certainly a relief to see that at least the hostages will be, spared from the brutality of it all. Let me tell you a bit of the specifics, and a bit of the time frame, too. So this hostage deal was originally going to happen, I think, like on Wednesday or Tuesday of this week, but they delayed it. Israel wanted it to be delayed until Friday of this week, so that would be Black Friday for all you Americans. And so what the details of the agreement are is that Hamas is going to release 50 hostages over a period of 4 days, during which Israel will, stop all bombardments and troop deployments, so it will be a 4-day, quote-unquote, humanitarian pause in the fighting. And for every one hostage released, Israel will release 3 Palestinian political prisoners. So that's going to be 50 of Hamas's hostages released and 150 of Israel's hostages released. So pretty good all around. And this deal is also going to potentially open the door for more hostages to be released. If the 4 days of the the humanitarian pause, I'm going to be very clear, this is not a ceasefire, but if the 4 days go according to plan, and both sides follow through on their ends of the agreement, then they have agreed that for every 10 additional hostages that Hamas releases, Israel will pause the fighting for another day, and will release 3 Palestinian prisoners for every one Hamas hostage, as before. So we could potentially see the fighting paused for a week or two, depending on how things play out, which would be great. Hey everyone, I just wanted to add a bit more context to this. So, this hostage deal that, we're all kind of celebrating, kind of not celebrating right now, is still very, very embarrassing for Israel. The terms of the deal are fine, but we have to understand that Hamas offered Israel this same exact deal with the same exact conditions like 3 or 4 days after the war started. And so Israel's only coming around to it 1.5 months into completely obliterating Gaza. So this is not a victory for Israel, and this is not a victory for us pro-Palestinians either. But it's not all good news. I'm trying to be positive, but even though it's going to be a humanitarian pause, this is not a ceasefire. In fact, the Israeli government is very explicitly saying that they will continue the assault full force once the humanitarian pause ends. They're probably going to use this time to, recuperate, amass more bombs, more troops, and more military members of the IDF. And so Netanyahu is telling his people that the war will not end until they completely eradicate Hamas, which essentially means they have no actual goals. And, you've seen some of my other videos. This is going to go until they capture Gaza. There's no two ways about it. In the last few days, they've been targeting Khan Yunis, which is in the south of Gaza. So they told all the people in the north to move south. 1.4 million people had to move. And then they're saying, oh, but Hamas is also in the south, so we're going to bomb the south. So you civilians should go to Egypt or anywhere else. Which, this is just ethnic cleansing. There's no precedent for expelling massive amounts of civilians from their homes and forcing them to move to other countries. That is what you would call ethnic cleansing or ethnic displacement. So, this is a brief respite for all of us. The chaos will stop for the next, 4 days to 2 weeks. It'll be a weight off of all of our shoulders for a little bit, but we need to stay strong. The fighting will continue, and so we need to continue our fight as advocates for Palestinians. That's all I have for today's video, though. Thanks for watching, and keep your spirits high, everyone. And if you're liking the content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe!